Hi, everybody. Welcome to my webinar today on screen recording for teachers using Screencastify and Flipgrid. My name is Brian Dean. I'm on the digital learning team in Garland ISD. You can see our contact info there. Below, we have email, which many of you guys have email us there. We also have Instagram, Twitter. So please connect with us. We would love to just be there to support you in any way we can. That's why we have those different avenues of support. You may have noticed that our team has kind of a plethora or a menu of scheduled live webinars. This fall, they're going to continue into the spring. So this is just one of those many. Martine, Chelsea, Angie are all facilitating webinars as well. My background real quick is I taught most recently, when I left the classroom, I was teaching 5th grade. Prior to that, I had taught 4th grade here in Garland. So I'm excited to serve the district as digital learning facilitator as well. So let's hop in and get started. So I'm going to stop presenting real quick and reshare a different way so you can kind of see my whole window. Just a second. All right. So our goals for this session, it's a short 30-minute session, are to basically make a screencast, a screen recording, and then talk about how to kind of interact with students as well. Sometimes screen recordings are seen as more static, and many times they are, but we have an exciting tool to share that can get some interactivity going on with the students. And then if you have any questions, obviously for those live, you can ask them. If you guys are watching this back, not live, obviously you won't have that Q&A part, but you will if you're live with me here today. So if you have a question, for those of you that are live, please leave it in the chat window and I'll make sure to answer it before we end this training. Also, my colleague Chelsea is actually in the meet as well. So if you have anything, she can probably answer it before the end of the webinar. So how do I do this? And by this, I mean create a screen recording, right? Y'all, we have heard, excuse me, we have heard from teachers that, obviously in this hybrid learning model, it is imperative that you are able to record, that you're able to create videos for the students. Many teachers feel that this is one of their weaknesses or areas of growth. They don't know how. They maybe feel it's too hard. They're uncomfortable being on camera like I am right now, and totally understand that. Unfortunately, the situation that we're in has kind of made it imperative that we do create videos, learning videos for our students, and really also for our parents who are many times working at home helping the students. So Screencastify, which is the first tool we're going to talk about, is one of the most simple and useful tools that I have run across, okay? You do, though, have to get over the sense of perfection that you might have, right? That everything has to be perfect. I have to have these amazing titles and animations. Guys, no, you don't. This is not high cinema. We're not entering it into Cannes, okay? This is a short video, many times 2 minutes, less, okay, to get done. So that's what we're going to jump in and talk about first is Screencastify, okay? So if you don't know about Screencastify, well, let's meet it together, okay? So why am I talking about Screencastify? Many teachers say, well, why do you do that over Screencast-O-Matic or something like that? And my answer is because it's simple. There's fewer clicks needed from most any product that I've really run across. You can also, another reason that I like Screencastify is you can create videos that include your voice, your face if you want to. You don't have to include your face, although many times your students love seeing you. And that you can record your screen. Then you can trim them if you need to and easily share them with families, okay, and your students. So that's basically a Screencastify in a nutshell. You do need to use the Chrome browser if you're going to use Screencastify. Okay, so not Edge, not Safari, Firefox. I'm coming at you from the Chrome browser today. You're going to want to use the Chrome browser as well. It will work on a Mac, PC, or Chromebook. I have used it on all of those things. Okay, so some of the features of Screencastify. You can record up to 5 minutes for free. Now, that may not sound like a long time, but trust me, it is. If you're just creating, which this is in mind to create those quick tutorial videos, many times they're not going to be 5 minutes long. You might record yourself explaining directions, and that takes 60 seconds. Or you might record yourself solving a math problem, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. So you can get 5 minutes of free recording storage sharing with Screencastify. You can annotate during a recording. I'll show you all this in just a minute. Which means you can use your mouse to draw on the screen, okay? You can share it to Google Classroom. You can share it to Canvas. You can publish to YouTube. And all of your videos are saved to Google Drive, okay? And lastly, you can trim the videos a little bit. So if you have some awkwardness at the beginning, you can trim that out. Some, at the end when you're trying to end your video and you have like some, time of you searching around the screen, all of that, you can trim that off. So you just get simple editing. It's not a robust editor by any means, okay? Installation is easy, okay? To install it into Chrome, okay? Again, it works on a PC, Mac, or Chromebook. So you're going to search for Screencastify in the Chrome web store. Okay, it's a peach colored logo. You're going to click Add to Chrome. And if your browser is out of date, you might not see Screencastify. So the easiest thing to do at that point is to restart your computer. Restart your PC, your Mac, or Chromebook, and typically the Chrome browser will update automatically. Usually the update, falling behind on update is if you really kind of like never restart your machine. It should update automatically. If not, you can email the help desk and they can help you update your Chrome browser, and that's fine. So let's start by installing, okay? So over here, you should see my search page in Google. So guys, I went to google.com and I typed Chrome Web Store, okay? And it's the first hit that comes up. Okay, so I'm gonna click here on extensions. And then I'm going to search the store for Screencastify. Okay, and I've already had it installed, so it says added here, okay? But when you click on it, it's going to ask you to add to Chrome. So mine says remove from Chrome. So let me show you what it would look like on another one. Okay, so you're going to see this button that says add to Chrome, okay? So, but this here, Screencastify, is what you want, okay? So you're going to click Add to Chrome. It's going to give you a pop-up window that says, do we have permission to access your Chrome and your Google? You're going to say yes to all that. When you do that, it's going to live up here on your menu bar. So let me see if I can zoom in. I don't know if it'll work. It's not zooming in. But anyway, where my cursor is right here is the icon, and it will live on your menu bar. Okay, so that's how you do. So let's see what else I need to tell you here. Once you've added it to Chrome, you are ready to go. All right, so let's dive in to Screencastify. Okay, so now that I have the extension, let's pretend here. Oh, I think I have, yes, I have an assignment that my student has done, okay? It's an essay that my student Kirby wrote and turned in. So let me blow this up a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. It might be smaller. There we go, a little bit better. All right, so I want to provide feedback. Now, how did I get this essay from my students? Maybe they turned it into Canvas, right? Whatever it is, maybe they emailed it to you. It doesn't really matter, but you have this essay here and you want to provide feedback to them, okay? So I'm gonna have to go turn my camera off real quick in our Google Meet so that I can use the camera on Screencastify. All right. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on the peach colored Screencastify icon. All right, so let's talk about the options that you have here, okay? Oh, and I'm not sure that you can see that. I might need to share, hold on one second. I think I need to share my screen a little bit differently for you to see it. There you go. Okay, so now you can see I clicked on the Screencastify icon up here in the top. Thanks, Chelsea, for that feedback. Appreciate it. And you can now see this window that drops down here below it. All right, so here are your options. You can record your browser tab, so just one tab, which in this case is probably what I would do, okay? You can record your entire desktop. Okay, this would be helpful if you needed to switch between different tabs on your Chrome browser or your webcam only. So you just want to record some, like a personal video between you and the student or you and the parent, you can just click there and just record you talking and send it. No big deal. You do want to turn on your microphone so that your voice can get, so that your voice can get picked up there. And if you want your students to see you, click embed webcam so that when you record, your webcam will actually appear down here in the corner. If you don't want it, then just leave it turned off. I'm going to turn it on because I do like that personalization. If you click on show more options, you can give yourself a countdown to after you click record. I have it set for 3 seconds. You can do it up 5 seconds or 10 seconds for it to count you down. I'm going to leave it on 3 for today. Then lastly, show drawing tools. If you don't turn this on, then your drawing tools won't appear. Okay. So I'm going to have basically this is how I'm going to set it up. I'm going to record one tab, which is going to be this Lewis Sacker essay that my student wrote. Okay. And you'll notice that tab audio, you can actually record tab audio. So let's say that whatever this was you're sharing had sound on it, it would record that audio. This is an essay, so there's no sound on it. So I'm not going to turn that on. All right, so I'm going to click record. And I should get that. Yep, I get that countdown. There I am in the corner of the screen. Here are my drawing tools down here. So right now it's a mouse pointer. I can change it to a pen and I can change colors. But first, here's this video of myself over here. I can actually do, I believe this is a split. I can mirror. So you see how it's switching there? So let's say I was recording the webcam, and you know, like when you have paper up in the screen sometimes, like see how that's backwards? I can switch it and now it's showing correctly. Okay. So that's an option as well on here. I can also move it. So if there's something down in that corner that they need to see, I can move my video around. I can put it wherever I want it to go. I'm going to leave it down here for now, and that's it. Okay. So now I want to get a pen, and I'm going to do blue just so it's not red, right? We don't want to be like, this is horrible, and bleed all over it. Okay. So I'm just going to start kind of like I was talking to the kid. All right, Kirby, Lewis Sacker. I'm so glad you chose to write over Lewis Sacker. He's an awesome writer. Did you know he's from Texas? I think he lives in Austin, actually. Yeah. My favorite Lewis Sacker book is There's a Boy in the Girl's Bathroom. If you haven't read it, you got to read it. Anyway, I just wanted to point some things out to you. Your ideas are really strong, and it's obvious that you have read at least Wayside School, Sideways Stories from Wayside School. Please take a look at your spelling here. There's a couple of things here. Also, I'm seeing some necessary punctuation here. Okay. So just kind of look and really proofread your essay here. Thanks. Let me know. Send it back to me when you're finished. So now I'm finished and I'm going to stop it. Okay. So at that point, another tab opens up, okay, immediately. And look, I'm in Screencastify, and look, it pulled the title, Lewis Sacker Author Study Google Docs. Well, I'm probably going to want to come up here and add in maybe like K Jenner, Kirby Jenner. So I know that that's the video there. Okay, I can click to unmute and I can watch myself. You may not be able to hear that, but that you can hear me talking and it's a recording. So if I wanted to trim off when I started with kind of talking to you guys, I would play it and I would kind of get to the point where I started talking to the student. So let me drag over here. It's probably all right. So I want to trim there. So I'm going to click on the scissors and I'm going to drag the scissors to where I want it to start and then say save trim and I trim it. So now the video is going to be significantly shorter and it's only going to address the part that I wanted the student to see. Okay, and it says success, you have trimmed it there. Okay, so that's it, y'all. That's using Screencastify. So how do you get it to the student? Well, let's talk about that. So it's already going to be saved to your Google Drive in a folder automatically created called Screencastify. Okay, so that's why naming it is so important, because when you start really creating lots of little videos, you're going to want them to be named so you know what it is, right? So you can copy a shareable link. Now, here's the thing. You want to click on more options. Right now, it's private. So if you sent that link to a student, parent, wouldn't be able to see it. So if you click there, you can make it unlisted at garlandisd.net. Okay, you can make it public at garlandisd.net, which means someone could search for it. Unlisted means it won't show up in a search. You can make it public on the web. That's what you'd want to do if you're sending it to parents, but really I'd make it unlisted on the web. So people who have the link to the video can view it. And then you click copy and the link is copied. You can go paste that link in a Canvas inbox message, Seesaw, email, wherever you need to paste that link. Okay. You can also publish it to YouTube. If you click that button, I'm not going to do it right now, but it would send it to your Garland ISD YouTube channel. You can also get the embed code. This is awesome for our Canvas users out there, which is most everybody. You can actually copy this embed code and just go put it in the HTML editor in Canvas. That's another webinar for another time, but I just wanted to show you do get the embed code. So you can just put this right into Canvas if it's for like your whole class. Obviously, this video is just for one student. So I would probably just send them the link, okay? And I wouldn't embed this one. Then if you need to, you can actually download this video. You can download it as an MP4. You can actually export it audio only, okay? Why would you do that? Well, some people actually use it and create podcasts or whatever they need to do. Or if you want to take the audio and maybe put it into iMovie or something else. Again, not what we're doing today. But I use this export as MP4 a lot to share the file. Exporting as an animated GIF. Obviously, you wouldn't make a GIF out of what I just made. But let's say you did a quick screen recording to teach your students how to share a file in Google Drive. Maybe you record it, you say click share, change the share settings, send. Well, you might create a GIF out of that and export it as a GIF and put that GIF in your Canvas. So Screencastify gives you some really, really cool options there. Okay. Over here, when you click on these more options and you click on my recordings, you actually see all the recordings that I've ever made, okay, since I started using Screencastify. So that's how you get to all of your recordings, or again, they're saved in Google Drive. All right, so that was Screencastify. Next, we're going to talk about Flipgrid, okay? So Flipgrid has some incredible options as well. I'm going to reshare my screen with you right quick. Turn my camera back on for a minute. There we go. Do a tab. There we go. Should be seeing. Okay. So first of all, what is Flipgrid? Flipgrid is a free video discussion platform from Microsoft. And the reason I say that it's from Microsoft is because the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded it free. So it used to be one of those free and then paid, kind of like Screencastify. You have a 5 minutes for free. You have to pay to get more. Same with Flipgrid. But Microsoft actually paid for it and offers it to all educators, the premium version of Flipgrid, entirely for free, which is awesome. So the tool helps educators see and hear from every student in class and your virtual students. It's incredible. I'm only talking about kind of one feature today in Flipgrid, which is screen recording. But we have other webinars on the entirety of Flipgrid that I highly encourage you to watch and learn. So in Flipgrid, educators post discussion prompts and students respond with short videos, whether they're learning in class or at home. Just if you're wanting it, that bit.ly right there, it's bit.ly/flip consent. It's just a example parent consent form that if you wanted to use this, you can just send that home and have the parents agree to let their kid participate. It's not illegal at all. I wouldn't recommend it if it were. Also, since this tool is COPA compliant, which is the Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act, you're not going to get in trouble for using it. But it is just always good just to allay any parent concerns by having them give consent there. Okay. It's an iOS app or an Android app. And I should have put here, oh, I did. But you can also access it through the computer, which is what I'm doing today. So 3 ways to access Flipgrid. So the first step when you get into Flipgrid is to create a group. Okay. So a group is the home, right, for your class in Flipgrid. And you can create as many of those as you want. So within your group, you can post unlimited discussion prompts. So we call these topics. So I kind of like to think of a group as a classroom and the topics as assignments, if you can think of it that way. So within a group, maybe your first period class or your English class, then within that group, you're going to have maybe a discussion prompt about digital citizenship, maybe another discussion prompt about if you're reading, I don't know, The Great Gatsby or something like that, right? You can have different discussion prompts underneath that. So you want to have students log in with their email, which is their Google, their Gmail address with the district, or you can create a list of IDs. Again, I think it's easier to have them sign in with Google, but you can create a list of IDs. If you do, you might consider using their lunch number. Okay. It's easier to have them use their Google accounts, and especially with all of this remote learning, the students are all probably more familiar with that account now than they might have been this time last year. But you know, for littles, it might be easier to use IDs, and that's fine. So within a group, you add a topic. Okay, so topics are what students respond to. Again, think assignment in a classroom or a grid or a group. So within your topic, you can include anything you'd like your students to review prior to responding. So think, give them a video to watch, have them read an article and respond to the article. You can provide that in the discussion, which I'll show you there. Also, I hyperlinked this conversation starters checklist or playlist. I believe it's a YouTube playlist. Let me see. Oh no, it's in Flipgrid. So you probably can't access that right now, but I'll figure out a way. Oh, I'll post it in the Canvas course, or I'm posting this video that you can get that. And then your last step, which I'm going to model all of this, don't worry. Your last step is going to be to share your grid or your group, as they're calling it now, and collect the videos from your students. Okay. So let's dive into Flipgrid real quick. All right, so you should see my tab. Nope, I need to reshare my screen the correct way. Forgive me, guys. Turn off my camera real quick. There we go. All right. So here I am at flipgrid.com, and I'm going to click Educator Login, and that's what you would click as well. And you just get to click Google Login. You don't have to create one, just sign in with Google, and you are going to be good to go. So you can see that I have a lot of groups because we use Flipgrid a lot. Okay, so I'm going to model kind of creating one. Okay, so you click Create a Group. You probably want to make it private. Public would be cool if you were doing something with families, but I'm going to make a private one. Okay, so I might call this, U.S. History A1. Okay, it automatically generates a join code, so they're calling it Dean0299. I'd probably keep that. You can try to change it to something else if you want, but Dean0299 is not that hard. So to add students, so you're going to have to choose. You want your students to use student email or a student username that you have to create. Again, I would highly advise the student email. So I'm going to go student email. Now, this is super important. You have to tell Flipgrid what domain to allow students to join from. This is a safety feature and it's awesome. So students outside of Garland ISD can't spam your videos or on here. So you want to add at students.garlandisd.net, right? Okay. I'm going to hit, I guess, yep, return. So that's important, at students with an s.garlandisd.net. Also, you want to add at garlandisd.net, which is what our staff emails are. So no one outside of these domains can join this group, which is awesome. So you can also add a password, okay, for guests or families. Okay, I'm not going to do that today, but if you turn it on, then you set a password and you give it to them, and only those people that you give the password to can join. So I'm going to click Next. So select any topic you would like to duplicate to this group. Responses and comments will not be duplicated. So let's say I already had a U.S. history, another group, and I wanted to copy a topic. I could pick any of these things to copy over to this grid, but I'm going to skip this for now. Okay, so now this group, this is how they would join. So I'd probably copy that link, put it in Canvas, put it in Seesaw, wherever it is, and I'm going to go ahead and click. You can also generate a QR code that they can scan and join that way. Again, you can get the embed code, but let me show you one thing real quick. So now we're inside the group, okay? And yes, you can customize this image. This in area, you can also edit, and you can change. You can click your own image if you had like maybe a picture like that you've created, or your school logo, whatever you want to do, or you can pick from a bunch that Flipgrid has. Okay, cancel that. But now, so now you've created a group. So U.S. History A1. Okay, now you can have the students join this. Here's another option though. You can now create a topic. Okay, so I'm going to add a topic. Okay, so U.S. history, maybe we're going to start by talking about colonialism here. Maybe I want to give a prompt. So I might say, read this article. Okay, and I'm going to do a link. I don't have a link right now, but I'm just going to say garlandisd.net is my link. It will be live when you save it. Hey, read this article. Maybe find 3 pieces of new info you learned. What is something that you found interesting? And what is one thing that perhaps bothers you, if any? And then that is what they're going to respond to with their video. Okay. You could even record your own video giving the students directions. So for example, you click here, the camera pops up. hey kids, go and read that article first that I linked there. We're talking about colonialism, and then I want to hear from you and what you think about it. So find 3 things that you learned, and then tell me something that maybe stood out to you, that maybe bothered you. Did anything bother you? And then let's have a discussion. Let's say next, accept it. That's going to be the cover photo. I can retake it if I want to. I can upload my own if you have like a Bitmoji, but I'm just going to confirm that. So now your students will see that video before they answer it, okay? You can turn on topic moderation, okay? So the students can, so that you can approve before a video is posted. I do like that option. Students can respond to each other using video and text comments. You can say none, or you can say text only or video only. I would leave that on until there's a problem because you're already moderating the video here. You can give the students between 15 seconds or 10 minutes to respond to you, okay? Usually the kids can get it done by 2 minutes or 3. So I might do that there. And then create the topic. So now this is a link directly to the topic. So this is probably what I would share with the students, right? Is the link to this topic. So instead of having them join the overall group and then have to get into the topic or be confused about which topic to go to, I can create a direct link to this topic. So you can copy that. Again, you can share it the same ways and you're all set. Okay, so y'all, that is in a nutshell how to set up a group and a topic in Flipgrid. So next, what I want to talk about is screen recording in Flipgrid. Okay, here's the cool thing about Flipgrid, and I'm just going to turn on my camera for a second so I can talk to you, straight to you guys here. All right, so remember Screencastify. How many minutes could you record in Screencastify? 5, only 5, right? Well, in Flipgrid, you as a teacher, you can create a screen recording that's 10 minutes long, okay? Still not indefinitely, but you can create a video that's 10 minutes long, which is a lot better than 5. This is great for more mini lesson type of recordings. You can even import a video clip, as you can see here, that you already have on your computer, okay? You don't even have to record it here in Flipgrid, okay? And then, of course, you can record audio with the video, but you don't have to. Like if you're just, modeling something that they don't need to hear your voice, be kind of weird, but you can. So the features for screen recording in Flipgrid are awesome. Also, it hosts it for you, meaning it houses the video on Flipgrid. And all you have to do is share a link or embed it in Canvas, right? So just like Screencastify housed your videos in Google Drive, this Flipgrid houses your videos on Flipgrid, okay? So here are the steps to screen record. Once you join your grid, which we just did, and by grid, I mean group as well, you are going to click the green plus button to open your Flipgrid camera. You're going to select additional settings, which again, I'll model in just a second. You're going to select screen recording and start the screen recording. You can then choose, just like Screencastify, to record your entire screen, a specific window, or a tab only. Okay, this is important. Screen recording is only available on the latest version of Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome for Flipgrid. Okay, so that's important to note there. All right, so let me model that real quick. So here I am inside of my grid, right? Or my topic, I should say. So I need to turn off my camera in Meet so I can do it here in Flipgrid. All right, so I want to basically create a video for my students. So I'm going to click on Shorts, and I'm going to click Record a Short. So now it just sits here, and here I am. I could just straight up record, but remember I need to click on Options, and I can click Record Screen. So now it's going to tell me to capture the screen. I'm going to click Start Screen Recording. Okay, and I get picture of myself down at the bottom, just like I did with Screencastify. I can choose my entire screen, an application window, or one tab. Okay, so I'm probably going to pick an application window and make it Chrome so that I can switch between tabs. Okay, so I'm going to click share and it starts recording. And at this point, I'm basically talking through a slide deck that I have. Students, make sure you follow these directions, direction 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Then I can come back over here and I can pause the recording. So if I need to collect myself, right? If I need to change gears, and then I can click resume. All right, kids, I'm back. Let's keep learning. Okay. But then when I'm finished, we say stop. So now I have my recording here. I can even add more if I'm like, oh man, I needed to say that. I forgot to say that. We'll just add more recording and you can keep recording and talking to your kids. Okay. Let's see, turn this back on. Okay. All right. So when you're finished, you've added more, you like what it is, you click next. So then you get a cover photo. This is what the kids are going to see before they watch the video. So you can actually upload one. You can take a selfie. Okay. And within the selfie, you can add an effect. Like maybe I want to add a filter. The kids are all into that. Maybe an emoji. Whatever. You can get really creative with it. You can even draw, you can add a frame. There we go. All right, so confirm. So that is what the kids would see there. And you can say directions, watch this. And then confirm. So that is a screen recording. And look, you get a link. So you can copy the link and paste it. You can create a QR code to send to parents or kids to watch. Look, you get embed code. So you could copy, when you click on it, it's copying the code. And then you switch over to Canvas, paste that into the HTML editor. Okay, and then you close it. And then inside Shorts, all the shorts that you've created live here inside of Flipgrid. Okay, so that is basically all I have on Screencastify and Flipgrid. I went a little long. I'm sorry about that. But if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. I don't think we do. I'm kind of looking right now. I thank you, Chelsea, for your feedback there. But I think we're good. So